Say hello. There you are, saying hello. Welcome to the Psychic News Network. I'm Annette Dion, the host and founder of the one and only Psychic News Network, and it's Friday night. It's June 16th. I had to peek. 2023. And we are on the end of the week times of putting together, trying to make sense of whatever the heck happened this week. Welcome Toronto and everybody. Suddenly it's warm in here. Anyway, let me turn on some more stars. Hang on. We gotta make it festive. I'll be right there. Get everything set. So, I'm here to answer your questions, if you have questions, or I'll just dive in, or we'll do a little bit of both. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're old to the channel, I'm really glad that you have stuck with me all this time. And thank you. So Trump got arrested again this week. He got indicted. He had to show up. He had an arraignment. He knows what he's being cited for. And today, the party of fascists, just to show you for sure that they're not serious about anything. They had some kind of a sham mock hearing in defense of insurrection. You'll be back? Thanks for letting us know, Thomas. So, I only saw a little bit of it, and I immediately felt like this is going to backfire. Did you guys see that? Did you guys see what Matt Gaetz and Marjorie, and I mean the most slimiest people that are in our government illegitimately, I might add, the most slimy people imaginable. It's not only is it horrible that they defend people attempting to overthrow America, that they actually defend that they are standing up for attacking America is what we need. Okay? Let's be real. Let's look at what's really going on here. And I'm going to tell you about a poll. And you may have participated in this. You didn't see them? Good. They cannot have your attention. Well, I've sworn off any pictures or voice of Donald Trump, who we renamed. We renamed Damon. You're here. I was thinking about you before I came on. I was like, I cannot believe how many people are in love with Damon. So I cannot believe that this is what they're standing for. I mean, we live in really weird times. I mean, come on. This is America. We're supposed to be able to protect America. Damon loves you all. Just letting you know. Betty's back there. Betty and Benny Bunny are back there. And the sign says, that's a postcard. I've been mailing postcards. I'm in the process of mailing postcards. Those go to California to oust Ken Calvert, who's a Republican that voted no on lowering insulin and drug costs. Betty Bunny is scary. What's scary about Betty Bunny? Come on, you have to back that up with evidence. You saw her head move? She might be coming alive like those scary haunted doll movies. DeSantis axed funding on Thursday for Central Florida products to stop flooding. Oh, wow, lovely. And did he do that on his property too? during the next hurricane. He axed funding to stop flooding during the next hurricane. He axed funding to strengthen the government, cybersecurity, defense to celebrate Black History Month and tackle gun violence. Yeah. It's a death cult. Yes, think positive, love and peace. I just want to tell you what I took a survey, and the survey says, let me read it to you, because I really get this really, really strongly. How many agree with this statement? And you can do the survey with me right now, but I posted this on my community page, because I really get it. It's really sunk in. Like, I knew it all along. On the 8th year anniversary of Donald J. Trump coming down the escalator, or what we're calling him now is his heinousness, thanks to Terry. So when his heinousness, yeah, seagulls have been active today. When his heinousness came down the golden escalator and declared, as he was in the same sentence, calling Mexicans rapists and gang members, or whatever he was saying. I don't know. I don't even remember that. I mean, I didn't watch it, in other words. So it's the 8th year anniversary of him having come down the escalator and announced that he was running for president. So just be grateful that we got through it. Just be grateful that we got through it. So I started to think about, he is a gangster. He's the mob boss. You thought that was The Simpsons. And it's very, very, very clear to me. I'm not sure if it's clear to you also, but it's very clear to me that Donald Trump is working for Putin. Hi! And I can say, for entertainment purposes only, and this channel is not based on reality, just psychic facts. I can say all that. But we know Donald Trump is working for Putin. It's obvious and it's factual. Think Mueller report, which Bill Barr hid. The survey, how many agree with this statement? This is my survey, I did it today. Given the opportunity, Donald J. Trump would hand over our American democracy to Vladimir Putin. And guess what the yeses were? Yes or no? You want to take a guess? I have 161 total votes. I'll tell you the survey again that I posted on my page. How many agree with this statement? Given the opportunity, Donald J. Trump would hand over our American democracy to Vladimir Putin. You want to guess how many yeses, how many percent yeses, and how many percent noes? His heinousness, yes, that's what we're calling him now. Well, percentage-wise, out of 161 votes. 99%. I think the 1% person was maybe a troll. Because I really get it. Donald Trump would hand over our American democracy to Vladimir Putin. And not only that if you don't watch the rest of this video, just get this. I mean, if you have someplace to go, if you have a date, if you just can't stand this Psychic News Network or whatever, get this. That's what he's been doing all along. He has been turning over American democracy to his friend who he looks up to, and I'm remembering what Mary Trump said a long time ago about her Uncle Donald's relationship to Vladimir Putin, and she's a psychologist. And Mary Trump, Trump's niece, said that from a psychology standpoint, since Putin has all this power, or that's the way Trump perceived him, that in a way, Putin is kind of like a father figure. And so, and we saw clips from day one. Yeah, absolutely, Cheryl. From day one. Yes, she's a psychologist. And boy, has she had a field day with her uncle from day one. So we saw video clips during the time that he occupied the White House horrifically of when he went overseas and he saw Putin. And you can look at the old clips of him as president going overseas and being at like the G7 summit or whatever meetings he attended where Putin was there. And he'd be, you know, just kind of no expression on his face. And as soon as he saw Vladimir Putin, he lit up like a Christmas tree. He did. And Mary's take on that was, it was like Putin had all this power, which was similar to Fred Trump having all the power. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, what Diane's saying. And he's completely, his heinousness, Donald J. Trump, is completely transactional. And at the end of Trump's life, he's going to have, nobody's going to want to be around him. Not anybody. Because you know what? Friendship takes trust. Friendship takes trust. Friendship takes that you appreciate another person just for that, whoever they are, right? Not for what you can get from them. And he's a wannabe Putin, and he's a wannabe Kim Jong-un. And at his property, at Trump's property, at Mar-a-Lago, I think it's in the bar lounge area, there's a picture that he has on display of him shaking Kim Jong-un's hand. And I've recently seen a video, and I mentioned this at our Grassroots of Democracy meeting last night. I saw a video of Trump supporters and being in as part of a panel. I don't know if anybody saw that. I just want to mention things I've been seeing. If Trump and Putin were together in a past life, I can look at that. So in this panel of Trump supporters, in the face of this, the documents, the secret documents that he stole them. He had many opportunities to give them back. These people that were Trumpsters kept making excuses for him, and every single talking point that they came up with was directly verbatim from Fox News, from Fox and Newsmax, and just the phrases that Trump says over and over again. If you want to do an exercise in just understanding why people got so in the cult, the things that he says over and over and over again, it was mortifying, and it made me realize how much work we have to do to save our democracy. Let's ask the pendulum some questions. Thank you for being here, and please hit the thumbs up. Yeah, brainwashed, it's a real thing. This is the thing too, is like I tell people that it's a cult, and that's not, what does Joe Biden always say? That's not hyperbole. It's really true. Okay, so hang on 1 second. Talk amongst yourselves. All right. So, do the trolls in the comments... What? So do the trolls in the comments on various channels. What? They're in the cult, right? I took my rings off and I was feeling naked. I need my rings. My power rings. How do people get brainwashed through TV? Well, Damon, I think that you've been watching for a while, and I talked about that frequently. The way that they got brainwashed is, you remember, I don't know how much we all know about subliminal seduction, but that's what was going on, because Russia really traditionally is, they're masters of psychological warfare. They know how to do psychological warfare. Yeah, same talking points, word for word. I don't know if you saw that, Carrie. So it was a panel of Trump supporters being asked how they felt after the arrest on Tuesday. And just as a point of interest, we know, because we've heard it a few times, that Jack Smith was a triathlete, which I think just haven't been into racing my whole adult life, really. I don't do that anymore. I'd like to get back to it. But anyway, aside from that. So I knew that Jack Smith is a triathlete, and we've talked about that. and I'm gonna have to go back, scroll back and see what's going on in Texas. I don't remember what the number was, but Jack Smith isn't just a triathlete. He does Ironmans. And there was like 12, 13 Ironmans. And just me being familiar with the racing world, just running races, I've never done a triathlon. I'm like, oh my God, when people tell me they're gonna do an Ironman, I'm like, you are freaking crazy. And Jack Smith does Ironman triathlons. So he's a pretty strong guy. Pretty strong guy. If you say things over and over again, you believe it, but it depends on what it is and it depends on what the source is. Speaking of the source, you guys need to see Seiside Guru. I can't see him from where I am. But your screen view is different from mine. Can you see Seiside Guru? Does anyone remember they had to stop doing subliminal stuff? But Russia, they're masters of psychological manipulation. Let's remember that. Sorry, I'm trying to get everything right here. My makeshift stage. Subliminal seduction, it was a thing. I don't think that it ever went away, right? It didn't ever go away. But that's through social media. It's so easy. It's so easy. Oh, you've been watching Sadhguru? Good. I'm glad that I make sure he's in the screen. He's my friend. I miss him. I miss being able to get close to him. Physically. Like in close proximity. Greg Abbott signs bill setting restrictions on transgender athletes in college sports. Let's ask this question. Are all these heinous fascist new laws by the fascists going to stay? Are they all going to stay? No. No! Yeah, they do use subliminal things in commercials, so that's why I thought you might be familiar with it. Like, even ads, and if anyone reads magazines anymore, even ads, they will be made to look like, if you glance really quickly, like a sex organ. I mean, you can look up, subliminal seduction that uses that. So it's a real thing. And I just remember when I first heard about it, it was a long time ago, and somebody showed me an ad that looked like a male appendage, but it was a hand holding, I don't know, a bottle or something. So your dog goes crazy when the subliminal seduction happens. So anyways, I was just explaining how people got sucked into the cult. I always mute commercials. If I'm watching TV, I always mute the commercials. Abbott kidnapped more immigrants and put another bus to... Let's oh boy, Gavin Newsom must be fit to be tied. So I was just asking the pendulum on a different topic. I was asking, well, they're all related. I was asking if all these heinous laws that are hateful and excluding people and generating violence and just a horrible hatred and divisiveness. Always hit the mute button when you're watching TV. You don't want to listen to commercials. They're all bad. Maybe there's a couple that are good, but anyway. So I asked, are these horrible, horrible, horrible laws going to last? And the pendulum says no. So I know, just getting the really strong download that Trump is interested in, his heinousness is interested in giving Putin everything that he wants. He's interested in giving Putin everything that Putin wants. And what does Putin want more than anything in the world? Vladimir Putin, or whomever is posing as him right now, the Kremlin. They want to take down Western democracy and make the entire world autocracy. So, that's what's going on. That's why these people are so brainwashed. And let's be grateful that, what's his face? Tuckums, that's what Jory Reid calls him. Tuckums is off the air. I mean, isn't that where he met Melania? Where? I'm not sure. Because if Tuckums was on the air right now on Fox, he'd be interviewing Matt Gaetz and Marjorie Taylor Greene and Gomer and Gosar and the people that are actually serving in our government, if you can call it that. Tuckums would have them on if he were on Fox. He'd have them all on tonight. So I'm going to pull a few cards. Yeah, and how about the one some of these Fox headlines, when I first hear them, and I don't hear the whole thing, I'm like, oh my gosh, they've come to their senses about Trump. Because they called Trump an evil dictator. Duh, they were talking about Biden. It amazes that you have to pay to not get bothered by commercials. It's totally worth it. It's totally worth it. I don't know where Trump met Melania. I don't really know. Let's just dive in and ask how Trump is feeling right now. Have I told you how flattered I am that this is what you're doing on your Friday night? In the summer, in the almost summer. Yes, they did. They confirmed a new judge, Biden and Chuck Schumer. God bless him. Where do you live, Diane? I'm going to pull 3 cards about how Trump is doing right now. How's the Trumpy doing right now? What he's doing, what Trump is doing right now, is he's calling for favors. Trump is calling for favors. He's calling for money. Chuck Schumer and Joe Biden got a new judge. I don't know. I don't remember where it was, but Joe Biden's behind the scenes doing all kinds of amazing things that we should be caring about. So, Trump is calling in favors right now. He's calling in as many favors as he can. He's calling in as many financial favors as he can. Because this case against Trump with the secret documents, the stolen documents, is so strong. And Jack Smith is nipping at his heels. You know, like Jack Frost nipping at your nose, that the Christmas song. Jack Smith is nipping at his heels. He doesn't know if he should scratch his clock or wind his butt. That's a new one, Ann. I haven't heard that one. Biden won't back down. Yeah, I know. That's very true, but this isn't Biden appointed a judge, but just to be clear, Biden has nothing to do with what the DOJ is doing. But Trump, of course, probably doesn't take a psychic. I'm asking him what Trump's doing right now, how he's doing, what's going on. He's calling everybody he can for money. I know, Jack Smith's a guy, I wouldn't want him angry with me either. Even if we were friends, I definitely would not want to double cross him or say the wrong thing. He competes in Ironmans. If you don't know what an Ironman competition is, Google it right now. It's an insane amount of miles of biking and running and swimming. I don't know how people do it. Yeah, Putin's, I see that someone's saying Putin's threatening nukes again. late to the party, it's fine. These cards, I want to change cards. I don't know why. There's no logic to it. I want to go with the Aquarian Tarot. I want to remind you all to check out the Spirit Talk podcast that we did, Kathy Veal and I did on Tuesday. If you want to be like uplifted, there's a lot of good news on that Spirit Talk podcast right here on my channel, right underneath in the lives. And we talked about, Kathy talked about all the trouble that's coming for the people that you would kind of hope that trouble was coming for. Let's look at, let's do this. This is going to be different. We're going to look at Joe Biden first, now. How's Joe Biden doing? How's Joe Biden doing? Joe Biden, Joe Biden. I looked up the glasses that Joe Biden wears. I think they might be Ray-Bans or anyway. If you're Googling triathlons, just to get an idea of Ironman triathlons, also Google Joe Biden sunglasses. You can buy them. Ironman is very, very intense. It's just, I can't even believe people can do it. It's just Ray-Bans. Thank you. Sandy's on it. You can buy the sunglasses, and if you order them, you know, I hate to promote Amazon, but if you have a dad that you don't know what to buy for him, and he's a Democrat, you might want to get him some Joe Biden glasses. Okay. So I'm reading on Joe Biden. He's Ten of Pentacles. Joe Biden's feeling pretty good right now, just despite all the insanity. He's still getting it done. Getting the job done. Cheryl thinks Jack Smith will be a hero and we'll have a monument of him in DC. Well, he's just started. I know it seems like this has been going on a long time, but you know that saying, don't count your chickens before they hatch. But he is a hero just for saying yes to Merrick Garland. And when you see if you Google the work that he did at the Hague, he prosecuted a really horrible leader in Kosovo. I didn't go further into the story too much, but that's scary stuff. Yes. No. Diane, I want to address that. She says, we're supposed to be loving and kind, but there's such a thing as righteous anger. Why can you not be loving and kind and have anger? Right? Think about it. So Joe Biden's feeling good. Darren's last name is Smith, and Darren's happy that they have the same last name. Yeah, this is Joe Biden, and actually, I think that Biden knows, I mean, just given the position that he's in, that Biden knows that the justice, the DOJ is on a good track, they're kind of batting 1,000. I heard somebody say that part of it was probably on Midas Touch, they were talking, and that they were expecting, or they were prepared for 50,000 protesters in Miami this past Tuesday. They planned for that, law enforcement, and only like 1,000 showed up. And we're thinking, I mean, the Americans are thinking, the people that are paying attention, that probably has a lot to do with what happened to the insurrectionists. Damon, one thing at a time. Damon's asking if they can stop the oil drilling in Alaska. I did see that run into a lot of log jams. So there weren't as many people that showed up in Miami, and I think it was curtailed. The number was curtailed immensely by people knowing that it could be that one stupid decision that they made to make a menace out of themselves in Miami, and they could end up like the insurrectionists ended up in jail. But they wouldn't be so intimidated if they figured that they'd end up in jail for causing trouble, because they could be in the January 6th choir. So Joe Biden knows that quickly things are happening with justice. Yeah. It's what happens when there are consequences for crime. It was a really good thing to be pointed out. Somebody thinks that Darren's related to Jack Smith because his last name is Smith. I just find that funny. So Joe Biden is, you know, he's very positive. We'll put it that way. Why are they saying Biden made a strange comment about God Save the Queen? I don't know. They're going to make a big deal out of anything. I mean, remember Obama's tan suit? Do you all remember Obama's tan suit? The Republicans couldn't figure out what to say about Obama, so they picked on his tan suit. But quickly, Joe Biden knows that quickly the DOJ is going to be taking action. And he thinks it's happening very quickly anyway. I think Joe Biden understands the way that the justice system works, and it's usually not this fast. Yeah. The suit was ugly that Obama wore an ugly tan suit, but I mean, if that was his worst crime. Sorry, I just, it gets hot in here for some reason. It got really humid. And it hasn't been that warm just yet, so no loud air conditioner just yet. Yeah, I mean, can you imagine? Somebody saying at least he laughed about it. Can you imagine Trump just kind of making fun? You know how we all kind of make fun of ourselves because that's just what we do because it's kind of funny. Trump cannot do that. You thought I said canned soup? I'm lost already. Let's look at DeFascist. DeSantis DeFascist. Yeah, it's very humid here today, and it was like in the mid-70s. So, but there's a nice breeze coming in. I'm spoiled rotten. I can smell the ocean from here. It's gonna rain tomorrow. You like the tan suit? No, I don't have air conditioning in my office. Do you really think it's... Kalani, you're funny. Let's look at DeFascist. Ron DeFascist, because somebody mentioned him and we're just curious anyway. I mean, I told you all that my sense is... Obama looked good and everything. My sense about Ron DeFascist is that he'll be done by August. No, there's no AC here. I'm in the Northeast. I mean, it's not summer yet. By the way, summer solstice is next week. Maybe I'll do... Thank you, Kathy. Maybe I'll do a show with Kathy again, an astrology show next week. I'll have to reach out. I might have to pay extra for that. I mean the studio guy. Yeah, I'm thinking. Yeah, it's summer. I'm thinking that by August, DeFascist will be done. Let's ask the pendulum. He's not happy. When I tune into DeFascist, he's not happy. And by the way, we're on who? Yeah. By the way, I mentioned, gosh, I don't know if I mentioned it on PNN, because I talk a lot about what I'm picking up on at Grassroots also. But I had a vision, and I took it as Ron DeFascist's fantasy. I had a vision of white supremacists that were armed like militia storming Disney World. That was a vision that I had one day, and I went, whoa! And I just kind of walked away from that vision thinking that I was just picking up, oh, thank you for the donation, that I was just picking up on what Ron DeFascist's fantasy is. And then lo and behold, I read that there were Ron DeSantis fans, followers, supporters at Disney World that were waving the Nazi flag. So, we need to really pray for Florida. Okay? You guys are so funny. You apologize for being late. I wasn't taking attendance, but I'm glad you made it. So Ron thinks that he has all these fans. Ron thinks that he has all these fans, and he thinks he has this really wrapped up. And he's going to be working really hard. This is what I'm getting about Ron DeFascist. Kind of like Trump. Looking for overseas money. Looking for money from overseas. Is Ron going to make it on his campaign trail till August? No. No. You guys, you're being impatient. The bottles drop around 8 o'clock. It's only 7:40. Let's read a little bit more about Ron DeFascist. Anyway, did you guys hear about that? The people waving Nazi flags at Disney World? Oh, somebody you know, your sister just moved back to Nova Scotia from Orlando. A lot of people are moving out of Florida. It's cool in Chicago. Yeah, that's coming this way. We're all tired. My gosh, I know. Well, here's the thing. Yes, the shooter at the Philadelphia synagogue is guilty. Also, didn't he get the death penalty? Which, you know. Damon, where are you? I always forget where you are. They're all moving from Florida to where you are? So yeah, DeFascist supporters in true form were waving Nazi flags at the entrance to Disney World. Why did they let them in? Did I read that wrong? Philadelphia? Oh, Damon's in Arizona. I always put you in Florida for some reason. Maybe because all the Floridians are coming to you. The anti-Semite white superhero. That's Ron DeFascist. I'm going to pull 3 more cards about Ron DeFascist. Remind me, I'm going to be reading tea leaves. What the heck? Where are my wrenches tonight? What the heck was that? A little bit more about Ron. I'm fine now that I put my hair up. Hair can be very warm. 10 of Pentacles again. 2 of Rods, King of Pentacles. Okay, so what's being pointed out to me is the stream of money from overseas. Hang on, everybody. We have a bot. And I don't think I have any wrenches. Hang on a sec. Well, I used to be able to do something about that. Hang on a second. Okay. I thought I already did it and then it didn't work and then that creeped me out a little bit. Definitely a bot. So, okay. Does anyone want to be, does anyone want to be a moderator? Okay. Thank you, Electrostorm. Thank you. Sorry for the little bit of problem there. Excuse me for this delay. Bear with me, I just need to figure this out. What should I do? I need your advice. That was a bad one. That was a bad one. Anyway, so to return to our show. Give Betty a wrench. It's very creepy. I did block him. And he just keeps coming back. I'm going to just wait. Please bear with me. I'm just going to wait until that goes away. It's not a person, it's a bot. And for some reason our way of getting rid of them is not working. I did block him. Blocking doesn't work. Yeah, that's the problem. A hacker. Ah, yeah. Everybody block him. Well, I'm sorry to say I'm gonna have to start over. Okay. Yeah, I really apologize. I apologize. I'm going to start over. I'm going to exit this. I'm going to shut it down. And I'll say he's a hacker. I can't keep going with this. I know. He looks like Jason from Friday the 13th. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. That's all right. Let me go with another question. And block individually works. Okay, I'm going to shut it down and I'm going to start over. Yeah, I'm going to shut it down and start over. That's the worst I've ever seen. Yeah, that's really amazing. So I will we'll reboot. We'll do this again. It's really interesting that nothing works. Yeah, nothing blocks him. Not even naked. I don't remember when we had the porn sites. I keep thinking it's gonna stop. Okay, I'll come back. And the face changed too. Yeah, it's really weird. Okay, how's that? I'll redo. Yeah, sorry, this took a long time to deal with. Okay, see you again. I'll come back.